Hi everyone, welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I am your host, Kimberly Cloud. So I got a lot to do today, and I have a lot to do this week, but I'm taking it one step at a time. Um, let's see, let's see. So today we will, oh, today we will be talking about what this week's agenda is. So basically, this week agenda is filled with adventure and filled with happiness as usual. And it's just, let's look at the calendar. On specific days, that's weird. They never did that before, dude. I don't even know why they did it. So in the next 2 weeks coming, I will have my application, my initial, let's say the 31st. I will have my initial application to fill out with my with everything. I don't want to get into detail. And this will go to people, and then what will happen is it will be approved. And then I have an additional week. What is going on with my calendar? Let me look on my other calendar. This sucks. I've never had this happen before. Ha 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 ha. Let me scoot this up. I don't know what's going on with my calendar. So that's what's going on with my calendar. I know what's going on with my calendar. I should have turned it off all the way, but we're okay for the most part. That's better. So on the 31st, I will be filling out an initial application for the business. And then a week from that, which will be on the 8th of April, I will get the results back. Um, that is what's initially going on. So I'm excited about that, to be a part of the team and be able to um, make money. I also won't talk about it like in a fashion that it's going to happen, um, due to the fact that I have sabotagers. It's called Kimberly delirium syndrome, where people attack my job where I want to work, and or they pay people to sabotage my job. And it happens. People say, well, what do people want to do with you? You're not famous. But you have to realize something. I am Republican, and they'll do anything to attack a cold-hearted, good-hearted Republican. So it's Kimberly deranged syndrome. I call it, just like Trump derangement syndrome. It's Kimberly derangement syndrome, where they start asking, well, where did you get that type of money? How did you have that? why are you getting these types of money in your account? You know, where they start asking questions, you know, um, and then start wanting to know the place of where I work, or yeah, that's what happens. So they can call or either bribe or blackmail or whatever they do to succeed in their scheme of trying to keep me from getting a good job like this. So I can't tell y'all but so much in this job. I haven't even said what it's called yet, which I probably won't say what it's called. So only person I've told is one person. Give me just a second. Mail came. Mail time. So yeah. So um that is why I'm doing some long hard thinking about some things, you know, very long hard thinking about things I, want to do, you know, you know, in December, you know, seriously, when my probation is up. It doesn't matter when my probation is up, whether July or December. I'm okay with it being December. I'm okay with it being July. It doesn't really matter to me. But I feel like every time I have an issue going on, um, somebody blames it on my medication. And I'm not that crazy. I am not that deranged. I am not, derangement is a violent term. I am not that mentally impaired. I'm doing my doctorate's program, and that I have a solid A in that. I'm doing good things, and I'm not trying to talk about nobody. All I'm saying is I don't like when my mental health be brought up and I'm trying to, you know, um, talk about things that actually happen, and I piece together evidence that it actually happened. You know, it could be sometimes I'm not always right, but I piece together my circle of who I talked about or talk to, and it don't go far. It doesn't go far. And that's why I cannot let people know. I told one person, and I cannot let people know what is going on in my life. If that gets out, if anything happens to this business because I told that person, I'm going to be very upset. And not at them, but just disappointed. Disappointed. So I decided that, you know, I'm going to stop saying certain things online, and I'm just going to keep it straight, cordial, respectful as I've been. I've always been respectful and cordial and maintaining responsibility. I've done some solid apologies, but at the same time, I have to hold my guard because just like people know their employees or their friends, I don't know them that well. And if, I don't know them just like they know their employees and coworkers, I don't know them. Like, and that's it. That's as far as it goes. You can't say, hold on. I'm supposed to trust fully someone that I just met last year and to blame that on my medication. So yeah, you cannot blame me for not trusting somebody or people who I just met like a year ago, but they have to assure me to trust somebody I just met a year ago, which I apologize for, but I just that is it. I don't I'm okay with getting off in December, but it's not a coincidence that I got hypersensitive around the time that I asked my attorney to um get off early on probation. What is the coincidence in that? What is the coincidence in that? Once I asked my attorney, then something happened. It doesn't work like that. What is the coincidence that I felt like I was being followed as soon, and then they blamed it on a medication? So that makes me all the while not trust what is the system, especially for black women, especially for black women. So that leads me to the reasons why I'm not talking about things like I usually do, and I won't talk about things no more like I usually do. It does sound crazy of me not to talk about things till after has succeeded. I am sorry that it is now sounding crazy. It's sounding like gibberish. But those who follow me know that I get so excited about what I talk about. If I thought this is the key to it all. If I thought at any moment that somebody would snatch my freedom for July, I wouldn't have never wrote her. But in security, I wrote her because I felt like I can partially trust her. To get the reaction I did disappointed me. Why would I sabotage me getting out in July over something supposedly minute, like a mental health situation. It was a setup. And why would it happen at that very moment? So if I gotta go on to December, so be it. If I gotta go on to December, so be it. It does me no harm, no foul. So anyway, like I was saying, I'm not mad. Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in how the system works for Republicans. And that leads me to when my lease expires in August. My lease expires in August of next year. And I'm thinking about probably moving back to Maryland or PA. That's where I'm thinking. Somewhere, so, not Maryland, not VA, and damn sure not PA, but somewhere that's Republican with a VA. Somewhere that's VA affiliate, a capital, a city that's VA affiliate, that's Republican. I don't need to stay in an all Democrat state. I can't get nowhere with filing to run for state senator like I want to. I can't get nowhere with a lot of things. There are some people that don't deserve to be state senator and they're state senator, don't deserve to be a U.S. senator and they're U.S. senators, all because of race, or they got money to pay for campaigning, and they got money and they just look at it as a hobby. And somewhere where they don't take no shit for people um telling the truth about being followed, especially if they are telling the truth and they know that they're being followed. I hate to get the responses of the police here. Like, I'm just talking out the side of my ass about these things. I don't try to approach the FBI on purpose, nor do I try to approach the police on purpose. If anything, I try to avoid them. I want to avoid them at all costs. They are not my friend. They are doing their jobs. And I never lied to them. I never misrepresented myself. I never misrepresented who I was and lied. I stayed real and I stayed true. So they can never say I lied about anything. So that's all I wanted to talk about. That's all I wanted to talk about. But I'm super duper excited. I'm super duper excited. I just wanted to tell you guys that's how I feel. And I wanted to tell you guys that stay in the prayers for me. I'm really asking you to pray for me because me advocating for Trump has gotten me a lot of ambush, a lot of following, a lot of people trying to get into my bank account information. The only people who is authorized to be in my bank information, they know who they are. And they're lucky that I'm not paranoid with that. Because as soon as this bankruptcy is over, I may just change my bank account information. Not because I don't trust them, but just to keep it on a safe end. So yeah, I am totally thinking about things like that. I have a lot on my mind and it's weighing heavy. And I've been totally checking out Republican states, the population versus the population of black people versus the population of white people versus the population of Hispanic people, whether they allow marijuana, whether they allow illicit drugs, not because I want to do illicit drugs, but because I want to keep every state don't allow it, but this state, you get caught with a certain amount, they consider it as recreational use. So that's what makes the difference. Certain states, you sit up there and get caught with marijuana, certain states, and it's like you get caught for drug trafficking. And y'all know I like my weed, but I can hold off on smoking. Definitely can hold off on smoking. I don't need it. I want it, but I don't need it. It's called drug trafficking. But I wouldn't move to that state. I've been doing a lot of research though. This isn't because I'm on a paranoid spree. This is factual things. I don't want my car being followed. I don't want people tampering with my car, getting away with it. I don't want people pulling up behind me in cars and them speeding off. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that. I mean, it's sad. I don't want an Apple uh maps or Apple radar watch thingy on my car so people can follow me to point A to point B. I don't want any of that just because I advocate for Trump. This is why I have no remorse for anybody who is getting fired because nobody at this point have a remorse for me. Nobody have a remorse right now. And when people start to be followed and they start to realize that they're being followed and it start to be a frenzy once I'm out of the picture, and it comes on national news, I'm going to say it again. I don't care. Because when I was here and I was advocating, since I'm just one little outlier, nobody cared. Nobody cared. They just all dope her up, dope her up. Lake and Raleigh didn't know she was being followed. Other women didn't know that they were being followed until it was too late. But me, they have something in store for me. They want me to look crazy. That is their way of getting back at me. Don't y'all see that? And that's why I lost respect. So I'm gonna have a happy week. I just needed to explain my story. I'm gonna have a happy week. Whoever's leaking this information wants me to look crazy, and it's succeeding because they have the power, and I just want they don't want me making money. They don't want me getting on with my life, and that's why I must leave Washington State as soon as possible. As soon as I get my bearings and everything together by next August, I'm going to be leaving Washington State. So, y'all know why I got off of here earlier. Y'all know why I got off of here. And I won't be telling nobody where I'm moving to. I will not be telling nobody. I think that that's appropriate, and nobody deserves an explanation, because then the herd is going to follow in groups and start harassing me. So no. And before I leave, I'm going to get my car checked out at Midas Touch for any bugs, wires, or anything. Anything. So you don't know. Just like I said, you don't know. Please don't fuck with me. If I find it, I'm not taking it to the police. I would like a good, clean living life. I want a good, clean living life. I want my life to be done right. I've made some mistakes in my life. I have reasons for making mistakes in my life. You don't know what I was doing at that moment. You only know what was wrote down on those paper, in that paperwork. You can't say you know every single detail. I know. I'm the narrator. You're the publisher. If I miss out on one thing, then it's not going to come out right. So what I'm going to do is I I am going to talk for 10 more minutes, and I'm just going to affiliate myself with the end button. But yeah, I feel so let down that people are willing to sabotage my life, you know, when I open up, because I have nobody to talk to, except one person. And that isn't a job related person. That is a person that has a family and has a girlfriend and is doing well for themselves and is friends with me. So I don't know. I don't know what to say other than I've told you before, please don't mess with my businesses. And it's happened before. So I don't know what else I can do or say. It's not going nothing is going to change, and that's why I decided that I'm just going to leave this area ASAP as soon as I get what I need. So, with that being said, I am about to get off of here. You know, I'm not saying the sky is green and I dislike Hispanics, all Hispanics. All I'm saying is that a lot of things that done happened to me has happened to me that has been very evil. They done very evil things. They done took advantage of our law, and when we take advantage of our law towards them, they still get away with it. And if I feel that if I was Caucasian, that I would be heard more. I was watching What Would You Do on ABC, and this white man was talking to his daughter. It was a fake stunt, but this white man was talking to his daughter. His daughter was marrying a black guy. He was like, I don't want you marrying that black dude. And they were all sitting together. And this older lady, she was geriatric. She was like, when they all came out, she was like, I, I, I wouldn't want him doing that either because his children would be picked on. And he's like, well, what about me? She was like, well, you're Mexican. I would marry you in a heartbeat. And I'm like, what? What? We are still the minority, African Americans. That is so disrespectful. Now, what are we going to do? How can we change it? This was a brand new episode. Sad. And ask yourself this: what has the Black Lives Movement did for you? What has the Black Lives Movement did for you? What has Black Lives Movement did for all Black people other than paint their emblem, the Black Lives Matter group or Black Lives Matter? I rest my case. Have they did they develop any uh grants for Black people? Did they sit up there and go from Black person house to Black person house, helping them with their credit card debt? Did they help them in any way? No. They took advantage of the name in us. So you can't get mad at me for liking the things that Trump say. On the other hand, I know what I'm dealing with Trump. You can't, I'm not mad at him because he sat up there and he have more majority of white people working for him. I'm not mad at him about that. There's a reason for everything. There is good white people out here and there is bad white people out here that have an agenda to take down the Black race. His agenda is not to take down the Black race. Period. It may look like it, but it's not that. Black colleges go to him all the time to get grants. I just want to be treated fairly. I know when I'm not being treated fairly. I know when I'm not. I know when I'm not. We're going to see how this big boy plays out. So if you are African American, I would suggest you not come to Washington State. I would suggest you stay where, go a little bit more, do a little bit more hard digging, but do not come to Washington State.
Never waste my time, you all I want.